So tonight I will talk about benevolent communication. What is it? What is benevolent communication? What is its significance in our individual life and in our social life? And how can we practice it? How can we practice benevolent communication? Communication is the expression and the receiving of information. You express yourself, you say something, you motion your body, you do gestures, you express yourself in different ways, and you receive the expressions of others. What they say, how they motion to you, how they smell, how they feel. Through touch one also communicates, no? One can communicate through touch. So this is communication. Receiving and expressing ideas, oneself, content. That is communication, to communicate. And so what is benevolent communication? Benevolent communication means when that communication fosters the greatest welfare of all. When your communication fosters universal welfare, the welfare of the person that you're communicating with, your own welfare, and the welfare of all. That spirit of welfare is the essence, the underlying spirit of benevolent communication. And anything less than that, then the intention for universal welfare is less than benevolent communication. If someone communicates in order to get their personal interest served, or perhaps the interest of their family, of their friends, maybe of their community, of their religion, maybe of their country, at the expense of others, their expression, what they say, may serve the interest of some, but at the expense of others, at the expense of perhaps most others, then that is less than benevolent communication. And so we see in our day-to-day life, in our families, in our communities, in our world, so many clashes, so many conflicts, perhaps even violence. And a major cause is lack of the spirit of universal welfare. The welfare, the interest of only oneself or of a few is considered. And because of that lack of the spirit of benevolence, of universal benevolence, so many clashes, so much violence happens in this world. So it requires a shifting from anything that is less than benevolent communication, less than benevolence, to remaining connected with the core of benevolence. Not only in communication, but in action, of course, as well. But here we are focusing on communication. So there are some main components of benevolence, of benevolent communication. The bottom line, the base of benevolent communication is the practice of non-harming. In Sanskrit it's called ahimsa. To speak, when you speak in such a way that you know your words are not harming the well-being, the development of others, of the person that you're communicating with, that you're talking to, and of others as well. Simply non-harming. The maxim, don't do unto others as you don't want others do unto you. Don't speak to others as you don't want others speak to you. That is non-harming. Not to harm with one's words. Say, you're traveling, you're at the bus station, you're at the airport, you're meeting some people, and you're just communicating. You may not be able to be of great service to them. You may not be able to give them tremendous love. But what you can do is to not harm them. Just to remain in such an expression that you're not harming anyone. That is the bottom line. You might not be able to be of great service, but you can always express yourself in a way that is non-harming. Building on that foundation of non-harming, then comes the expression of actually doing good to others, using your mind and your words, because where do your words come from? They come from your thoughts, from your thought patterns. Using your mind and your words in such a way that you are contributing to the welfare of another person. That practice in yoga is called satya, or benevolent truthfulness.